Hey guys, it's Eric Belt here. Shoot for the moon, and even if you miss, you'll land amongst the stars. This saying, even though it makes 0 sense scientifically, became very popular as a motivational quote. Dr. Norman Vincent Peale put this quote in his book in 1974, "You can if you think you can." After that, someone who I highly believe in, Les Brown, took this quote and made it very popular. And what the quote means is basically set unrealistic goals. Nobody truly understands the power they have inside of themselves. Everybody, regardless of how cocky you are, you're not going to fully believe in yourself. And so if you set the bar low and that is your goal, you're going to hit it, but you're not going to be satisfied. And so the point is, set it to a point that just seems absolutely unrealistic and fight and claw your way to get there. As a lot of you know, well, before I even get into that, this quote, even though it was published in 1974, it's actually been around for a long time. And the verbiage has changed over the years, but the meaning behind it stays the same. In 1959, a man by the name of Naveen Jain was born in a small village in New Delhi, India, to an impoverished family. They had nothing growing up. That was the life that he knew. As soon as basically he could start forming his own opinions on life, he realized that he wanted to do something else. He wanted to make a huge impact on this world. And in order to do that, he was going to need a lot of money to make it happen. Now, coming from where he was from, this impoverished family that struggled to eat once a week, dreaming about billions of dollars was absolutely insane. Dreaming about changing the world was absolutely insane. That was his goal. Family ridiculed him, friends ridiculed him, the village ridiculed him, but he knew he was going to do it. He called it his moonshot, that he was shooting for the moon. He had no clue at this time that quote existed. It was just something that was in his head. He was shooting for the furthest thing he could think of. And around the year 2000, he sold a business and pocketed, I believe it was a little over $10 billion. His net worth was over $10 billion. Since then, Naveen has used that money and his expertise and his time to travel the world and tell people about the moonshot. And he's put all his focus into changing the education system and the healthcare industry to where this is something that's affordable for all and beneficial for all. And so he's living the exact dream that he was shooting for, his moonshot. He hit it. And he didn't reach the actual number that he wanted to get to. He still hasn't fully changed the healthcare industry or the education industry, but he is in the process of it. He may not ever get there, but 80% of this moonshot is better than a realistic goal that he would have hit and never would have been satisfied. So I'm saying all that to say this. As a lot of you know, last Thursday I had surgery on my eye. The doctor told me, and many Google searches told me, and people that I know that have had similar surgeries told me that downtime is 6 to 8 weeks. No driving, no screens, no TV, no phone, no computer, none of that stuff. 6 to 8 weeks, lay on the couch, keep my eyes closed, put the drops in them. That was going to be my life. I was not happy with that. So I set a moonshot goal for myself, which was the Tuesday after, that is 5 days, I believe. I wanted to drive myself to the doctor, to see my eye doctor again. That doctor is 2 hours away. So, even though I'm being told 6 to 8 weeks, I couldn't accept it. I wasn't going to let the circumstance control my situation. And so, on day one, the day of the surgery, we get home. I am extremely nauseous. My eyes are swollen shut. I ended up sleeping the rest of the day away. On day two, I woke up. I couldn't open my eyes. I tried and tried and tried. Could not open my eyes. On day three, I woke up. I could not open my eyes. And I was not going to accept that again. And so my brave wife graciously, literally peeled my eyes open so I could start to see again. And immediately everything was double vision, like hardcore double vision. I couldn't tell which one was real and which one was fake. And that was my day three. And I immediately started doing eye exercises and doing everything I could the second that my eyes opened. On day four, they stayed open on their own. I continued doing eye exercises. My eyes were literally bleeding, and I just kept pushing through, because I had a moonshot goal of driving myself 2 hours away. This was Sunday, and I was going to do that on Tuesday. Monday comes around, same thing, eye exercises, eyes bleeding, straining them to do whatever I can. And Tuesday came along, and my wife wakes up and asks me, "Are you sure? Are you ready to do this?" And I walked outside. That was the first time I had actually seen the sun, because light is by far the most painful thing that I have to deal with. And I walked outside, I saw the sun, and my eyes just got so fatigued, I knew it was not going to happen. On the drive up there, she ended up driving me up there, so I did not reach my goal. On the drive up there, I kept my eyes open, I kept my eyes on the road, pretended like I was driving the entire time. And luckily she was there, or I would have wrecked. But I pushed through again. I didn't reach my goal, but I kept pushing, and I kept pushing. And then on Wednesday, I had another appointment in town. It was about 20 minutes away. And she was like, "Okay, I'm going to take off work. I'm going to take you to the doctor." And I was not satisfied with it. And so I kept pushing, doing my exercises. And then I let my eyes rest for 2 hours. I just kept my eyes closed. I was awake, but just kept my eyes closed for 2 hours. And then it was time to go to my appointment. And I drove myself there. And I made it back home. It was an adventure, but I made it. And now here we are. This is day 7. And as you can see, I'm driving. As you can see, I'm on the phone. I'm nowhere near 100%. But if I would have listened to the doctor, if I would have listened to all the advice on the internet and everybody else that had had this surgery, I would be sitting at home right now. But I'm not. I'm out. I'm driving myself around. Yesterday was a 15-20 minute drive. Today I'm driving myself to the bank. Got a bunch of cash and checks to deposit. That is a 45-minute drive. Tomorrow I'm going to drive about an hour and a half. And Saturday I'm actually flying to Chicago. None of these things would be possible if I listened to the standard, if I listened to everybody else that had been through this, if I didn't put the work in. But I understand, for me to be able to reach my goals, I have to push through. I have to do the uncomfortable. And I have to shoot for the moon. And even though I didn't make it to the moon, quote unquote, I made it to the stars. And again, I'm aware scientifically that makes no sense. It's a motivational quote. And so basically what I want everybody to get out of this is, don't let anybody else decide your fate. Don't let situations decide your fate. You are in charge of you. If you want something, go out and get it. Put the work in. Do what you have to do to make it happen. Just because the standard doesn't fit, just because everybody around you tells you that what you're thinking is insane, doesn't mean it's insane. It's completely up to you. If you truly believe in it, if you truly put the work in, you will make it happen. I missed my moonshot by one day, but here I am on the road, driving myself, handling my own business again, 7 weeks early. So if I would have listened to everybody, I would still be sitting on the couch for another 7 weeks. Instead, I'm back to business. I'm back to helping people, back to making money. I'm back to helping my students make money and doing everything I can to benefit this world, to be able to get to my ultimate moonshot. And if I never get there, at least I did my best and I got close. I would much rather have 10% of a goal, of an unrealistic goal, than 100% of a realistic goal. So whatever you got to do, just keep pushing, keep striving. It's up to you. Make it happen. Again, guys, shoot for the moon. Even if you don't make it, you'll land amongst the stars. I'm Eric Belt. Have a great day.